higher. The thing is, the trick is to be higher.
Higher so you don't get our chins. Okay.
So you don't get our flat.
Oh, you don't want the belly?
We don't want the belly, no.
All right, let's get started. Oh,
All right, here we go.
I'm leaving this part in just so you know.
No.
Right, but let's do back to back. Hi there.
All right.
I'm Beth from Rydes,
Zia from Knight Ryker.
and we're working on a collaborative video about riding 2-up on the Rykers. So I have a 900 and he has a 900 Rally. So his is already set up for 2-up. So we're gonna go over to Zia's bike. We're gonna go check it out and we'll talk a little about what needs to get done in order for comfort level of riding the Rally. So the first thing, if you have a Rally, which you don't have this on the 900, is you do have this dampening switch here, which makes for a stiffer or a more
Softer
ride.
cushion, right.
Yeah. So when you have more weight on the bike, you need to make it a more stiffer ride, so you're not kind of bottoming out and this isn't hitting this, so it adjusts your rear shock. So you usually ride with what, a 2 by yourself?
Me, if I have no luggage whatsoever, then I'm at 1, because 1 is quite cushy. Now, if you're riding with somebody,
And we're back. Hi. Yeah.
so if I'm with if I have some luggage, like if I have this filled up and I have a top case, then I'll go up to 2. But lately I've been just riding with 1, and you see I have a link rack up here usually instead of the passenger seat and the side saddle case. And for me, 1 is just fine. It doesn't bottom out and it stays soft. So you just want to look at your comfort, right? When you're at this, you want to look at your comfort.
So with me on,
Yeah.
I already weigh like 90 pounds. That's not true. I'm like 118-ish.
Yeah,
So
I'm 130.
So what should we have it on for our weight, would you guess?
So what we can do is we can try a couple of settings here. I think we can go up to the 2 setting. So if we go up to the 2 setting, since we have no luggage, and this side case is empty. So since this is empty, we have no luggage. I would say 2 is good. Now, if we feel like it's bottoming out, then we'll switch it up to 3, but I don't think it should.
I'm hoping I don't bottom it out. That'd be
Yeah.
embarrassing if I'm on the back and I bottom it out. I'd like, all right. But also, a really important thing to remember, when you're not riding 2-up, these need to get put away because it actually changes the computer settings and the anti...
Absolutely. And plus,
yeah.
if you have these down and you have a rally, you can't go into rally mode. It will not kick in rally mode. So if you're into going
It's a
out...
safety feature.
Yeah, it's a safety feature, exactly.
So make sure if you're not riding 2-up, you always put these in the up position.
Yeah. And they just have a sensor in here on this side, I believe, on the left side. That's how the bike can tell if the pegs are down or not, the passenger foot pegs. So, but yeah, as you can see over here, we have the seat. This is not a comfort seat now, but what I did purchase was a backrest, because
The big folding one.
yeah, the big folding backrest, because it just adds to the comfort, I think, because I have never ridden as a passenger.
I haven't either.
And she hasn't either. So
Yeah.
this is going to be a first for both of us, So this is the collab video we were talking about, that we're going to bring something, is this. So it's going to be interesting to see how each of us feels,
And we're going to switch, because we've also never ridden with a passenger on the back. So halfway through we're going to switch and see how it feels to ride with a passenger and also to be a passenger. So it should be cool.
So it's a lot of responsibility. So that's what we're going to talk about, and how we feel, what we felt as a rider, as a
Perfect.
passenger. So that's to come.
Let's suit up and do this.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm getting on a first time as a passenger on the 900 Rally, and I'm on Z's bike, and I'm going to get on first because typically the passenger gets on first. So I'm just going to put my foot up here, and boom, and now I'm all ready for Zia to jump on. All right, let's get going.
There we go.
First of all, my first reaction is I really love how high up this is. I'm loving the view. So I did have a couple of subs that were asking me some questions about, how does it feel as a passenger? What is it like? So this is kind of cool to actually be a passenger and see how it feels. First of all, I am using the handles. I didn't think I would, but you definitely use the handles and you definitely get your feet on the pegs. But now that we're going, you know, it feels great. Whee! I feel totally safe. I told him to take some turns a little tighter just so I can kind of feel what it's like. But I've been a passenger before on a two-wheel bike, and on a two-wheel motorcycle, you definitely have to kind of lean with them in the curves, or the bike will actually fall over. So there's real special instructions when you're on a passenger on a two-wheeler. I don't feel like there's such, you know, because of the stability thing here, I don't feel like it's a big issue. But you do lean, just natural to kind of lean into it. But I feel very comfortable. It's fun being a passenger. It's a little unnerving. I definitely prefer being a driver. Being the rider, being up front, because I like the control of it all. And it's also good to have, like Z and I just did our hand signals, and we both agree that if you're not on the same, you know, comm system, you need to be able to communicate with the passenger, and the driver need to communicate with another. If you have to go to the bathroom, or you know, something you want to stop and see, you need to have some kind of communication. And Z and I just discussed that I would just tap him on the shoulder if I wanted to stop and do something, or take a picture or something. Just so it's communication, you know. And obviously, if I'm not safe, I would tell him to slow down. So you just need to kind of come up with some general hand signals. It doesn't have to be anything official. All right, so now he's going 53 miles an hour, and I got to tell you, I love it. I am holding on to the rails and not to Zia, but I guess it would feel better as a passenger to hold on to Zia. I kind of like how that feels better than holding on to the rails, but it feels a little weird to hold on to another man that I'm not married to. So I am going to hold on to the grips. I don't want his wife getting upset that I was grabbing onto him, but I do feel like that's, in either way, is comfortable. And then in a little bit, he's going to turn around and he's going to let me drive back, and then he'll be the, I'm going to try to take this turn with my arms out. And I could not do it. I had to hold on. So please hold on if you're a passenger. That's what I'm learning here. You know, he's going at, 48 miles an hour. We got thumbs up. And this is awesome. So one of my subscribers asked me how to make it more comfortable for his wife as a passenger. That's a great question, and I love that you're concerned about your wife's comfort. I think that's awesome. So you could get I find, first of all, let's talk about the seat that I'm on. I'm on the standard backrest with the high backrest, so I definitely would get that versus the short lumbar one. And then also, I'm on the regular seat, not the comfort seat, and I find it very comfortable. But you could also add, a bead rider to the passenger seat. You can also add I think there's an air hawk you can add to the passenger seat. There's different things you can do, but I find it very comfortable as a passenger. But you definitely, if you're on some twisties, you definitely want to hold on 100%. But if you're on a straightaway, I would feel very comfortable, letting go and holding on, or letting go and not holding on, and just kind of riding and having your hands kind of ready to go if you need to hold on. There's also things you can, a driver, the person riding the bike, there's also a belt you can put on that has little handles on the belts of the driver, which is kind of cool. So there's different things you could add to make it more comfortable for the passenger. But the little handles here to hold on to are just fine for me. So if you're riding two up, my suggestion would be to kind of go around a parking lot for a little while, get comfortable with it, you know, see how it works, see if you need, whoa, okay, that was scary. Okay, so, but I knew Zia had control of it, but I felt for 1 second well, I lost control. But thank you, Zia, for not crashing. But we're good. I can't wait to get on and be the driver and see how it feels with being the driver versus the passenger. See how different it feels. So keep an eye out for Zia's video on this too. So he's posting it from his perspective and I'm posting it from my perspective on 2 separate videos. That's cool doing a collab with him. Great guy. Definitely like being higher up, that our heads aren't banging, our helmets aren't banging, which is kind of cool. I don't like the turns as a passenger. It feels very uneasy to me, the tight turns. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to stop and we're going to switch. Let's see if you start screaming because I'm going too fast. So going 60 miles an hour. You're just trying to get a feel for what it's like with 2 people. Had asked me, a sub of mine asked me, is it embarrassing to have a big guy as a passenger on a woman's bike? So that's something you need to figure out on your own. But man, my opinion is, if you love riding and you don't have your license but your girlfriend and your wife does, get on the back, man, have fun, enjoy the ride. Who cares what people think? Who cares, you know, just go out and have fun. I'm going to post a video. I have a different Brian that is here, and he's behind me filming it from a different angle. And he's a I don't want to say he's a big guy. Okay, he's tall. He's a big guy. So I think I'm gonna have him ride with me for a minute just to see if it feels any different. Yeah, it does take a little more effort to brake, it seems. That's the only difference that I notice. Let's open this up a little more. All right, we're back. Let's see if he survived.
Looked a little unstable. That was a little
on the turns.
You only had that much, 1.5 inches, 2 inches on that thing. That's it? Yeah. When you sat down, boom. When both of you sat down. So it's on.
Did you just call me fat?
Yeah. So it's on 2 right now. So maybe it should have been up to 3.
So right now, what we're discussing is
But yeah, so that's
that according to Brian, who was filming us from the back, he says it was a little bit low, that it was almost touching there. So we had it on 2, so maybe it should have been on 3 or 4 when you've got passengers. So it's something you want to experiment with a little bit. You definitely don't want to bottom out on this. So Zia,
how was it?
let's chat. I found driving was great. I did find I need a little more effort to brake. Let me get you. So, but I found I almost didn't even know you were there as a driver. As a passenger, I felt a little uneasy around the turns.
Yeah, the turns kind of throws you a little bit.
Yeah.
So you said that you didn't even feel I was there. A few more miles an hour speed, it could have been true. I could have been not there, but the thing is,
are you saying I'm a bad driver?
No, the thing is that, you know, anything could happen. And, you know, just a little while ago, we went through that turn, which was a blind spot.
Right.
And we weren't going very fast, but the construction turned the lane immediately to the right. So my first reaction was to kind of slow down, turn, but then my hand went out because I didn't want you to fall out.
Yeah.
Part and parcel of learning.
Yes, of course, yeah.
You can have emergency maneuvers come up.
Yes.
How are you going to react to that? But definitely when you sit on the passenger seat, it's higher, so you don't feel like you're sitting in the bike.
I love that view.
Inside the bike.
Right. I like the view, feeling that you're on top, kind of. And I like that it was higher, that our helmets were banging, you know, that it wasn't level. I did like that view of riding like that.
You're sitting up higher, the center of gravity is higher, so
yes.
on turns,
you do really feel it more, right?
If you were
I think we both drove it a little more aggressively, just for the experiment of what it would be like.
Yeah.
But I think if I was driving, you know, no offense, but if I was driving a loved one around, not that I don't love you so much, but I'd be driving, if I, you know, like you have a daughter, if I had my son on the back, I wouldn't be driving that aggressive. I'd be taking the turns much slower. And I'd be driving at a slower speed for sure.
I mean, I've already ridden with my daughter, and that video's up there, and I have taken the straightest roads I could possibly take.
Yes.
Very slow, continuously, you know, checking with her if she's okay, everything's good.
Yeah, communication is important.
Science.
Yeah.
You know, this was an experiment.
Yes, but it was good though. I would feel very comfortable taking a passenger at any time. I would just make sure that I am kind of straightaways are the best. So in Florida, I'm good to go. I've got the, you know, north, south, east, west. But around here, the twisties, you're really going to take them slow. I am going to have Brian sit on it for a minute. I'm going to get Brian. Would you mind sitting on it with me for a minute? And I'm going to turn this up to. I'm going to turn this up to 4. So you want it. So here's the level there. So I'm turning it to 4. It clicks in. You feel it click right there. So I'm on 4. So 1 is going to be the softest, 4 is going to be the stiffest. So I want to see with Brian being on it. I don't necessarily need to ask his weight, but I'm going to have him sit on it with me.
Beth is calling me fat, so.
I said that you enjoy eating.
Yes.
All right, so.
With a passenger and as a. Thanks a lot, and please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Until next time. Peace out.
Okay. So at 170, he's pretty, you know, you've got a little bit.
Add 100 to that.
All right, so now, well, how much do you weigh?
270. As soon as she sits on it, you'll see.
I don't weigh that much.
You do.
Let's try this.